Hi again, everybody. It's Jaycob Wiffle Breakers for a Wiffle Wednesday live chat. It is December 10th, 2025. This is episode 6 for me. Truly just like a whirlwind of 2 weeks worth of time. I haven't been on in 2 weeks. I haven't gone live for 2 weeks. Traveled a little bit. I was in Columbus, Ohio for Blue Jackets game. Checked out some card shows in the area, or card shops in the area, excuse me. And then was just out and about in the city, checking out things, eating some good food, really good food, actually. I had, I don't know, 6 or 7 meals while I was there. Didn't eat a bad thing. Not one bad thing. It was great. In the last 2 weeks, though, let's see. I think Thanksgiving happened. Does that sound right? Feels right. Whatever. Thanksgiving, Black Friday. So Black Friday, I did a Whatnot show, and it was on fee-free Friday. So Whatnot was putting that out for everyone, letting people know, like, hey, if you have a show, I'm not going to charge transaction fees, and a decent opportunity to make a little bit more on your sales. However, the fault of that, and my own fault, was that everyone had that opportunity. So the amount of people streaming that day was just like insurmountably large. It was what I would experience, or what I would classify as like my worst show. It was overall a bad experience as a seller because there were just so many people. So there weren't the normal amount of eyes in the room. There weren't the normal amount of people. I'm sure the people that were in my room spent money elsewhere, so there wasn't a lot of money to be spent just because there were so many opportunities. And while in the moment I was disappointed, like afterwards thinking about it, it was fine. The fee, not having fees taken out, I did notice I sold a lot of cards for less than I would have, but that fee, 8.9% on some of those, made a big difference. So it did help in that aspect. And then the other side of it, the other, positive I can take from it, and I'm overly optimistic pretty much all the time, like to a fault, and also probably annoyance to the people around me. Um, it was a good opportunity for buyers. So what that means is the people that did buy in my show probably got cards at better deals than they expected, whether they're flippers, collectors, however they ended up in my Whatnot stream. I don't care. Welcome in, happy to have everybody, including the flippers who potentially buy something from me and sell it in their show for cheaper or for more money, sell it on eBay, sell it at a show. I don't care. I appreciate every single person. So if we both end up doing well, even better. But the amount of people that did show up and were able to buy it, potentially discounts or had good deals, they will likely be back. And I think that is something that was lost on me in the moment. And not only do I have that audience of people that are in that show, there were so many shows going on, and they decided to watch mine and potentially buy from me. I'm forever grateful. The people that were in there and that got good deals, they'll likely be back, and not back once, not back twice. They will likely be back multiple times in the future. And I'm building not only an audience on Whatnot, but a good audience, a baseball card centric audience who enjoys spending time with me, money with me, talking cards with me. So I think in the moment I was a little disappointed, but thinking back on it, it's all part of growing on a platform I have zero experience with. I mean, I'm in infancy stages, 2 months in. Like, imagine any other business. And while, yes, I've been around cards and buying and selling cards for a long time, infancy. If I started a different company, I help run a flooring company, so that's part of like something else I do. If after 2 months I was like, oh man, you know what? This is just hard. Didn't have a good day today. Of course not. You're 2 months in. Relax. So, I need to keep everything in perspective. And after thinking about it and sleeping on it for what is now almost 2 weeks, not that big of a deal. The only change I would have made is that, the people that were in the stream, they got good deals. I sold a lot of cards. I thought I was going to try and do 500 cards. I ended up selling close to 200. I think it was like 180. The only thing I think I should have done was potentially switch up a little faster and just like said, hey, I'm going to run these next 10 cards, bigger cards. I hope you guys get deals, but then I'm going to shut it down, because the opportunity to buy was greater than the opportunity to sell on that day. I should have taken note right away that, hey, not only are the viewers down, but the bids are down. Let's get out of here and go buy. So I should have switched that up a little bit quicker. But other than that, it was fine. Came back Sunday or Monday. I don't remember which. Had to have been Monday. Monday, did another show. Again, I thought it was like a slower show. and I was a little gun shy to like sell too much because Friday burned me a little bit in the aspect of like the enthusiasm that I had and the success that I was having. But again, infancy stages of what I'm doing and whatnot, so wasn't that big of a concern. But from my perspective, is back to back, like a little less than I wanted shows, a little less popular. Came back Sunday, the following Sunday, so 6 days later, and it was popping off. Good chat, good vibes. The viewership was up. I think it was my second most viewed show. I think I got up to 60 viewers on a show previously, and then this one I was sitting at 50 for like an hour. The chat was good to the point where I couldn't keep up with it because on my phone screen I can only see like the last 4 or 5 chats. There were points where I couldn't read the chat before the next person like said something or a bid was put in or someone else joined. So the chat was just like flying, which is, great for just viewership overall. I had good viewership. My brother was in there almost the entire night. So Josh, shout out to you. Thank you. It was much better. It was much more fun. Having the chat, the bids are great. Of course, I like selling cards for, around comped value, but having the chat be interactive it's just so much fun. It allows me to like talk about aspects of the game, baseball and selling and sports cards that I didn't even plan on talking about that day. In this scenario, I have a segmented like idea list that I'm going to talk about. But if the chat starts talking about literally anything else, I'm probably going to feed right to that and just dive in. And I hope that someday that this does get to that and we'll evolve with it. But when it happened on Whatnot, or when it happens on Whatnot, it's like really energizing. I just love this is a passion for me. I love being able to dive deep into stuff and talk about some of the value of the cards before and after I sell them, why I think they're more valuable, where I found them, the card shows that I attend, the card shops that I attend, which we're going to get into, and just my experience in the hobby / industry. We call it a hobby, but for me, it is an industry. This is what I do for a living. So anyway, short-term, long-term rant about Whatnot. I will continue to talk about it because it is a completely different avenue for me. And it's a completely different experience from anything I've done before, including selling breaks on eBay, including breaking on YouTube, including filming on YouTube. It's a whole new genre and I'm loving it. I'm loving the experience. Also, since I was live last or did this, or was really have talked at all online, Allen and Ginter released. It was 12/3 a week ago today. It was I would say a disappointing release. The odds still aren't out. That's a huge thing. There's a guy on X / Twitter who posts the odds for all the baseball products. He hits up all the print runs and everything for every product, and he's been like tagging Tops every day. Where are odds? Where are odds? They used to be on the pack, so we had that. Now they put them out online, sometimes a month in advance. Sometimes we still don't have pro debut from 3 weeks ago. So this is a terrible trend, in my opinion. If that continues, I will not buy products. I'm not just going to take their word on odds and think everything's okay. So it just disclaimer for everyone out there: if Tops isn't posting the odds, don't play that game. We have to have odds. Panini didn't post odds, and I think it's a terrible plan. Josh, what's going on? So we have to have odds. So Ginter odds still aren't out. So when I say it was a disappointing release, I think from the aspect of like the checklist was a little weak. They got rid of box toppers, which I'm fine with. I don't care about box toppers. But what that did do was eliminate triple rips. So triple rip box loaders had 3 rips and then 3 individual minis in it. But what that did was a waterfall effect onto the double rips and single rips that you can pull in packs. Our buddy on Instagram pointed this out to me. Those are now more valuable because they have better odds for stained glass minis, metal minis, the inks. I say inks, red inks, autographs. There's better opportunities in those rips. So that did help, but not having the triple box loaders is like a deter for some people. From 3 hits down to 2 hits, that's okay. The autograph content was up. I definitely pulled more autographs this year than I ever have. However, some of those autographs are there was a player, Luis de los Santos. I think that's his name. I literally say I think because I did not know who he was. He was a pitcher for the Mets. So in some aspects, more autographs is usually a good thing, but having autographs with players I've never heard of is not ideal. But hits overall were down, autographs were up. The rip cards are more valuable in my opinion. They're slightly better. The non-auto checklist or the non-baseball checklist was a little lacking. The band, the Red Clay Strays, I think that's the name of it. Their cards have sold very well for me, but some of the others, Menzingers were in there. There was a Fish is in there, so that did well. But there were some other cards that just like I didn't think a lot of people care for. And I know that Topps isn't going to hit a home run on all of those, but it just didn't feel like there was a top tier person. I know Bryan Cranston was in it. He did command some attention. DJ Khaled a little bit, but overall I thought it was just lacking. My personal rip went pretty well. I got pretty lucky. I pulled one of the Carte de Visite is how it's supposed to be pronounced. It's French. Autographs of, I know, Livy Dunn. Yes, I know. Of A-Rod. And I ended up selling that for $450. That was an incredible card. It looked awesome. But when I compared A-Rod autos, number to 10 specifically from Topps, they were in the 150 to 200 range. And then I looked at his Dynasty. Dynasty is a higher end product with usually game used patches in it. Those were sitting in the 400-ish range. So I priced it based off that. And the Ginter autos were Larry David autos have been insane, but they are extremely rare. And for me, I'm talking about specifically the base checklist because the autographs of the stars, they're pretty hard to pull. So you guys aren't wrong. Both of those autographs have sold well and will do well, but they're pretty rare. As far as the A-Rod auto, I priced it at $500, got $450 for it. Was absolutely thrilled. The Nick Kurtz orange that I posted got $195. That surprised me. I thought it was a good card when I pulled it. Obviously numbered Nick Kurtz, but the foil filigree parallel is a new parallel to Topps. So when there was one that sold before me, when I saw that sold for, I think it was $195 also, I was very surprised and then happy to sell mine in that range. Mike Schmidt auto did $168. That was before shipping. And then my two rip cards got 85 and 65 respectively. That was Gunnar Henderson, or 85 and 75. That was Gunnar Henderson and Warren Spahn. So that wasn't I'd sold two other cards, but those were from the two boxes that I JPEG's in here with the Livy Dunn hard eyes. I know Livy Dunn her stuff has sold well. Her base sold well. I think her base was the highest selling base for me, including the silver portrait foil. So I did lack in not saying her name. I appreciate the chat though. Both of you guys are on it. I don't even know where I was. Oh, then the other two cards I pulled were from two loose boxes. Buster Posey Rip I sold for $110, and then the rapper A Boogie with the Hoodie. I don't know who that guy is. I looked him up. He's pretty popular overall. And that autograph sold for $140. It was damaged out of the pack, but I discussed that with a buyer. They understood. We're fine with it, and we got a deal done at $140. So I would say the top end of my Ginter stuff was pretty good. The mid tier was non-existent. Like it was all or nothing. I had two $40 sales, and then everything else was 20 and under. So it was either 100 plus or 40 or less. I mean, J-Back, those, I feel like those would go insane. So you're onto something there. The most interesting thing about Ginter for me had nothing to do with the actual product. It was about my online success with it. I posted a box break, hobby box break one day before. Somehow Topps got me a hobby box a day before. I opened that and uploaded the video long form. It was about 10 minutes long, but for me, it went what I would consider viral. My normal video consumption is anywhere from 50 to 100 views. The 50 to 100 of you that watch everything, I appreciate all of you. I will continue to post, and I love that. That video got 100 views in the first 60 seconds, or 60 minutes in the first hour. So that was pretty cool. And then it just went up from there. I was getting about 100 views an hour for the first 10 hours or so. So that was nice. That video did well. And then I did a recap video of I just showed the hits in my hands, just like in front of the camera real quick, of my full case that I did. It was about 45 seconds. I posted it on YouTube and I posted it on Instagram. And as far as Instagram success, I've had zero would be an overstatement. I've had zero success on there. I've had very little following. The posts and interactions that I do get are usually from the people like J-Back, like my brother Josh, who have been there since the beginning, my buddy Matt. This reel, however, 40-second reel got over 20,000 views, over 500 likes. It had 100 shares, 50 something comments. That was new to me. And like that virality, it's not viral, but to me, it's all relative. That was massive. It was very cool. Every time I open the app, there's another 100, 500 views. A lot of interaction in it. And it kind of like reminded me that this like social media stuff is real. Like I've been here, but I stopped posting for like a year just because I wasn't getting a ton of traction. It felt more like work. I wasn't enjoying it. And then all of a sudden, look, I talked about it in the first video that I went live here. Probstein announced that he was going to get away from eBay. And to me, that was like a huge flag that I have just been on eBay and thought eBay could carry me forever. And I couldn't be more wrong. It's about your following. It's about your community. It's about the people that you share the passion with. And I was looking to like build that community. So I'm on here posting. Excuse me 1 second. We're good. I was on here posting, and like I didn't expect anything to really happen outside of the normal 50 to 100 views, but I wanted the opportunity to let more happen, and it did happen. And the 20,000 views, that was just on that video. I got 20,000 views. I think it's actually closer to 30,000 views now on YouTube in the last 30 days. That's across my shorts and my long form and my lives and stuff. But still, those are numbers that Josh and I were never doing when we were breaking. So it reminded me that the community is here. I'm able to build on this, and also that I can have some like educational value, which is why I'm here, which is like important to me. So I will continue to post and do that kind of stuff and film this stuff because it's fun. I'm enjoying the little bit of success, and I do have to remember number one thing, it's input versus results. The results when they're good are great. The results when they're bad should be ignored. Keep putting out good content. Keep being passionate. Keep informing people, and the right audience will find me. I have no doubt about that. But it was fun for the last 10 days or so to have a decent amount of content, like do well, get action and positive interactions. That was fun. Talked about being out of town. I was in Columbus, visited some Columbus shops. I went to Midwest Cards first. That happened to be like literally around the block from my hotel. I had no intention. I did not know it was that close when I booked the hotel. I booked it because it was downtown and it was close to the Blue Jackets arena. So when I booked it, I was like, we'll be able to walk to the arena. That'll be nice. On the walk to the arena is this place, Midwest Cards. They like their room goes into a basement under the building, and it's incredible. They had like big screen TVs on the wall. They had like restaurant booths with tables so people could like sit, watch games, break, watch whatever they want to watch. They served alcohol. Now, obviously, that's a bad combination. Like just drink a beer. It's like, oh, give me another box, because I would absolutely do that. But the idea of the community part of it, again, was very cool to me. Instead of going to the Blue Jackets game, I wasn't going to skip it. I had great seats. I could have gone to the show or gone to the shop, have a beer, opened cards, and watched the hockey game instead. So I do think that I will do that sometime again. Like instead of going to the game, I will just go to the card shop, open cards and rip cards. Josh, I know that's how you rip cards, but I would be doing it in a public setting, and then just like, give me another one. Give me another one. Another beer or another box? Yes. So Midwest Cards was a really cool experience. I will go there again, 100%. They also had a cool deal. It was spend $500 and get a $50 gift card. You couldn't use the gift card that day. You had to come back and use it. When I saw that promo, I was like, I'm not going to spend $500. And then I'm digging through their boxes. They have a lot of singles. They have like these drawers you pull out, and the drawers have individual columns of cards. So I started going through those. Next thing you know, I'm pulling out this, pulling out that, pulling out this. Got to $500 without too much issue. See a beer and rip room. J-back, that's the move for sure. It was a lot of fun. I will do that again. The singles were decently priced. Every shop has stuff that's underpriced, overpriced. I found some good opportunities. I bought $500 worth of singles. Um, I had two like noticeably good buys in my opinion. There was a short print Shohei Otani walk this way from the celebration boxes earlier this year. They priced it, I would assume, pre World Series in or around the World Series at $50. That card was $50 for a long time. The last sale before I bought it was the day I bought it at $165. So, what is mine worth 165? Probably not. I don't think I'll get that much for it, but I think it's easily 100. So 50 to 100 on a card shop buy feels like a pretty good deal. And then in the dollar box section, or they didn't have like dollar box, they had everything priced. But for $1, I got a Zebby Matthews Black Diamante rookie, numbered to 10 for $1. I don't know if they just didn't notice it was a number to 10 or what the issue was. I'll take it for $10 all day, or for $1 all day. So I think I listed it for 30. I think it'll be pretty easy sale in that price range. I went to Card Collector 2. He's a pretty big influencer in the card world. Has a lot of YouTube content, and his card shop was, in my opinion, like if I would have gone to that one first and then Midwest Cards, I probably would have had a better overall view. The number one thing I liked about Card Collector 2 shop though was that the location. It was in like a little walking area with a couple restaurants and other shops. That's another place that I could go spend like a lot more time if it wasn't 8 degrees out or whatever it was. It was so cold. The wind was blowing. It was awful, awful weather. But I could spend a lot of time walking in that area, visiting other stuff, and like make a day of that. So I will go back to Columbus. I will go back to their shops, specifically when it's warmer. I did sell a Superfractor to Card Collector 2. A buddy of mine gave me, he didn't give me, he asked me to sell something for him. It was the Aubie the Tiger, the Auburn mascot Superfractor from Bowman Crum University. So I was able to get a deal done with the guy that was working. I'm terrible when people tell me their names. It's in one ear and out the other. I forget what his name was, but he was texting back and forth with Ryan about the card. I think Ryan's either going to keep that in his PC or hold it for a little while and see what kind of movement they get on it. Sold that for $2K. That was my buddy's bottom line. I think it was worth more, but in that same breath, $2,000 cash, pretty good deal. So got that done. A little bit of cross promotion. They posted me up on their Instagram, so that was pretty cool to help me a little bit. But the thing I noticed about both card shop is that it has a much more modern vibe. In Northeast Ohio, the shops that I go to are run by older gentlemen. Nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with that. Ton of wax in their places, but they're small, compact. I don't want to say I'm ever rushed out of them because that's not the case, but the vibe is like not to sit and rip packs. It's more like, hey, what do you need? That's great. Let's grab it and go. These places, it felt like they wanted you to stay. They wanted you to look through their dollar boxes. They wanted you to look at singles and just like, again, more community based, which I enjoyed. I didn't think I would. That was something that when Fanatics took over, they wanted places to modernize and clean up and get better. And I thought that was like a little bougie, didn't need that until I experienced the opposite of it and then go back to the cleaner spaces. It was a much better experience. So I think that is a trend we'll see. I mean, Cards HQ is something of that sort where it's like more presentation than it is actual cards and stuff. The cards are there, but the presentation and the modern feel to it is a better experience. So the modern vibe, younger employees that I'm used to. Every other place I've gone to is more owner operated. These places had employees. Obviously, that employee creates margin, but all of the younger employees were very knowledgeable. I got to talk cards, card show experiences, mutual friends, and that overall was pretty cool. So card shop run in the Columbus area was very successful, both singles wise and like experience wise. Midwest Cards had a lot of baseball. Card Collector 2, very little baseball. He's always been like a not much of a baseball guy, but his baseball single selection was straight out of a 2020 like Topps Chrome box. A lot of Bo Bichette, a lot of Jesus Luzardo, too much Sean Murphy for my liking. And I get it, he's not a baseball guy, but Those boxes, in my opinion, you could pull out 50 cards and throw out the rest. Just not a ton of stuff worth having in there. But if people don't come buy and sell baseball cards, how's he going to restock those? But I think they could use a wash of their baseball boxes. Last thing on that thumbnail I put out was avoiding Topps Chrome update. Listen, this is just from my perspective. I don't play in that end of the pool of $300, $400 hobby boxes and just like ripping all day. But there is going to be a crap load of 2025 Topps Chrome update. Blaster form, Mega Box form, Hobby Box form, Breaker Delight form, Jumbo form. I'm going to avoid it. I'm going to avoid ripping it. I bought boxes because the 2024 like MSRP to what they sell it now is 3.5 times, 5 times at one point. They got so high. I will gladly hold the wax for a little bit, let it go up, and then sell it to a breaker. I might do like a very small 4-box break on my channel to like fill some team sets. It's only a 200 card checklist. So I think 3 boxes should get you like one of each base card. So maybe I'll do a 4-box rip, hopefully pull a couple autographs for some team collectors, but keep it really low key, nothing crazy. But if you are buying Topps Chrome update to like pull a patch, MLB patch auto, debut patch auto, just save your money. It's next to impossible. The breakers that pull them, you're like, oh, they get loaded boxes. No, absolutely not. They rip hundreds and hundreds of boxes. There's 25 case breaks. And if they pull one, great. I did see now with this caveat, I did see Filth Bomb, stupid name. Filth Bomb Breaks did a break, and they pulled 3 debut autos in back-to-back boxes, back. That's insane. That seems like a slip of the printer. They got stuck together and ended up too close together. I don't like that at all. They didn't get loaded boxes. They don't get loaded boxes. But even then, 10 of the 270 are already off the board, and I don't even have mine in the mail yet. So if you're looking for MLB patch debut autos, trying to rip Topps Chrome update to find one, save your money. Go buy a Jose Ramirez like Gold Refractor auto for $150, and you'll still have money left over from buying a box. The gold auto of one of the best third basemen in the game today, and to ever play the game for what it's worth. He's a 250 guy. I don't think we've ever had a third baseman do that. So, yeah, those cosmic 2022 cases, that's a little different, but the Topps Chrome update, I just avoid it. What else was on that list? Some of the case hits will be nice. I'll give them that. I gotta drink water. I'm gonna choke here. I haven't done this in a while. I forgot what it's like to talk consecutively for 28 minutes. Like I barely took a breath. I'm running out of breath, Willis. I know. I was like choking. I needed some lubrication to keep it going. Case hits. Topps Chrome update. The alter egos. If you guys have not seen those photos, take a look. Those look awesome. It's a 10-card set. I think the worst name on there is Jason Dominguez, but he has a cool nickname, the Martian. So that card is cool, but the Judge and Ohtani's look awesome. Ozzie Smith, Ricky Henderson. I'm trying to think if there are other retired players. Those ones look awesome. The Helix always look good. GPK, and then the Mickey Mouse spinoffs as well. They have Mickey Mouse and Friends insert. Those look awesome. They sell very well. They have Goofy, Mickey Mouse, and someone else. Is Pluto on there? Maybe that's the third one, or Minnie Mouse. Either way, those look really good. The Major League Minis, kind of like the big heads they've done in the past. The players are shrunk down to like half size, quarter of the size. I can't talk. I'm going to have to stop. They look good. The home field advantages, those are taking like flight again in the card world. There's only 10 of them in this set of a they had 40 in Topps Chrome. They only have 10 in Topps Chrome update. those are going to be printed to the moon, those 10 players. So don't love that part of it. The expose case hit or more less than case hit, those are going to be to they're going to sell for less than they should. Expose came out in 2022 Topps Chrome update, and they were not case hits. So when Topps does that to products, they don't sell where they should. And then the expose for some reason just has not caught on with people, which is crazy to me because I really like it. That's one of my favorite inserts they've ever done. I have a cool Soto graded one on my eBay store right now. Zero action on it, zero hits. It's just crazy to me. Ichiro triple auto is weird. Three Ichiro autos of the pick of his 3 teams. I haven't seen that yet, but just your description of it makes me go, ugh. I don't know about that one. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, there are more dual autos and triple autos. Again, very tough pulls. I would just avoid it in general. Topps Chrome update looks tough. If you're trying to rip it or break it, going to be real tough on some people. Obviously, yes, there are going to be good hits. I just think they're going to be few and far between. And then the amount of base per card or per 200 card base set is going to be astronomical. There's going to be so many, and the checklist is not that good. The autograph checklist is not that good. Your normal hit return on a single hobby box will be very bad. Go open Topps update. Go open 2023 Series 1. Like go open anything else. Go open 2024 update, regular update. Just don't open Topps Chrome update. It's not good. I think that's pretty much all I had for today. I hit that 30-minute mark. I'm trying to breathe through not drinking water. I should have drank more water before I started, or at least half water ready instead of Pepsi. Grow up. But the content virality thing and like seeing all the views and interaction I got this week was insane. I actually got a message from my friend Matt, who he has followed me since day one. He's been like a true friend. He sent me a message last night that said like, "Hey, I see you working hard. I see the success you're having." He's like, "Just keep going. Really impressed and proud of you." And like that hit home. That made me feel good. I don't need that like validation. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, so the success is following. That's great. But getting that message was really special. So it's been cool. I'm going to continue to post. I'm going to continue hopefully to go live every Wednesday for at least until the end of 2026 is my goal. I'm not going to miss another Wednesday. So I'll be back here next week. If you guys followed along, if you chatted, J-Back, Josh, I appreciate you guys. Mike, I saw you up there. I appreciate all you guys. I will be back soon. Probably about to go get Chipotle. So put your Chipotle order in the comments so it helps boost that. J-Back won't tell me that I suck. Even if I do. I'm okay with that. Like I'm fine with that. J-Back, the first time I ever posted online, it was the Arizona Diamondbacks season preview going into the 2023 season. And I think you posted, "I could take you." And that like has always stuck out to me. He's like, because you'd only seen my hands for 3.5 years. I finally post like myself talking online, finally face reveal. And immediately the first thing you say, "I could take you." So that has always stuck with me. Doesn't bother me. I think it's hilarious. You left a lasting mark on me forever. Guys, thank you. That's all I have for today. Like, subscribe, all this stuff. We'll see you next time.